We're joined by Robert Deeming, General Manager of online retailer Jetsetter U.K, part of the Gilt Groupe, which recently announced plans to open their European headquarters in London's tech city. Robert, thank you so much for joining us. It seems that, of course, the US did so well in terms of, the online retailer. Are we going to have a similar effect here? Do people shop now online because they're looking for a better bargain?
I think that's right. We've seen 3 consecutive quarters of big growth in the US, 11 to 14% growth over the last 3 quarters, and I think we'll start to see some of that trend happening here in the UK. What's fascinating about the US is the way they've franchised this Cyber Monday concept. We're seeing a little bit less of that here, but the same reasons that drew people into online retail before are going to be absolutely true in the festive period as well. The convenience of being able to shop right there at home, the saved costs of not having to spend on the travel down to the shops, and then finally this idea that you can shop for the best bargain really efficiently right there on your computer.
And so is it fair to say that actually in times of recession or very slow growth, it's online that benefits the most during the Christmas period?
I think that's right. I think you'll see that people are hoping to save a little bit of money by taking that travel trip out to the shops. Also, I think it's much easier to shop for the very best deals online, and people are going to try and take advantage of that, especially during the festive period.
Robert, do you have an idea of what's actually selling at the moment? Are people looking for bargains? Are they looking for designer goods, but actually at a discount rate?
Yeah, deal seems to be the order of the day. British people do have a great eye for a bargain when they find one. I think that we'll see that people are willing to buy into luxury, but want to be able to do so at a bit of a deal rate. From the travel perspective, for example, I think this year we'll see a little bit less of packaged holiday buying, more people who are willing to compromise on the travel portion of their trip, but really want to still have that same hotel experience. So they're prepared to go with a budget airline to get there, but they still want the great hotel when they get to their destination. So we're expecting to see a buoyant January, even in these difficult economic times.
And how has our shopping habits changed in the last couple of years? Because it seems actually promotions and sales keep on getting sooner and sooner and sooner. Last week there were already some shops offering 20% off, and so people, I guess, don't leave it to the last minute anymore to shop for Christmas.
Well, that's right, and that's the whole theory around Cyber Monday in the US. That's a sale period in the US, right after the Thanksgiving holiday. This year they saw an increase of 22% on online retail, up to about $1.5 billion this year in sales on that one day. I expect that we'll see the same thing happening through the festive period here in the UK. Boxing Day is a big sales period here. You couple together that beautiful situation where people are concerned about they're concerned about the gifts that they got for Christmas. They have access to these mobile devices and they can buy now, and with a Boxing Day sale, and I think we'll see a bumper day for online retail on Boxing Day this year.
But for the promotions, actually, for the sales that we're seeing now, is this a trend, so the UK trying to replicate what's happening in the United States, or is it just because a lot of these shops oversupplied, so we have too much stock and they just have to get rid of it?
I think that's right. I think shops are recognizing that they can't afford to be left with extra stock at the end of the year, and so they're pushing forward their window to be able to sell. People are in the shops right now, they're spending money, and shops want to make sure that they're capitalizing on that opportunity by putting great deals in front of people right there and now. So
do you have any forecasts? I mean, how much are we spending online this year compared to last year? And in 5 years, is it going to be 80% of our sales?
Over the Christmas period, Visa are predicting that we'll see about a 5% increase in online retail in the UK, much lower in the US. And again, I think that's about this idea of building a franchise around shopping at Christmas on online retail. We're not seeing that as much in the UK, so I think we'll see about 5% growth. Will it get to 80% a couple of years from now? I think that's probably ambitious, but I do think we'll continue to see this increase, and I do think it's offline sales and retail specifically that's going to suffer the consequences of that.
Robert, thank you so much. Great to speak to you, and
Thanks
great to have you on the program. Robert Deeming there, the head of European expansion plans for luxury online retailer Gilt Groupe.